Anyway, that is the worst case scenario. So you tell me, I mean, if an event like this were to happen, what is FEMA going to do?
Is it going to happen?
Is it going to happen? Yeah, it is going to happen. Is it going to happen in our lifetime? I don't know. And that is the most honest answer that anybody can give you, Wendy. I don't know.
I simply don't accept that we were complacent. The big problem is that volcanoes are notoriously difficult to predict. Well, look at Mount St. Helens. In 1980, it erupted horizontally rather than vertically, took us completely by surprise, killed 57 people, including one of our own guys. Even with the best equipment in the world, and we had the very best, by the way, even then, you still got two big blind spots, timing and scale. You can't tell when, and you can't tell how big.
I'll be Brick.
We'll contact the other stations, re-establish an exact location.
Mr. Lieberman! Mr. Lieberman! Mr. Lieberman! Mr. Lieberman!
Yes.
Are you still denying the possibility of a super eruption?
Norris, as I've said to you before, Ms. Chin, Norris was a hydrothermal event, and by no means a surefire indicator of volcanic activity. And certainly not on the scale that you are referring to. Nevertheless, we have issued a code red warning because we don't take these things lightly. Yes.
But you... Daddy.
Yeah. He's getting famous.
But you can't rule out a super eruption, can you?
Looks hot.
Likely as an asteroid strike, according to some experts.
And half as unlikely as being struck by lightning, Miss Chin. And how many of us lose sleep over that? That's all the time we have. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Much politics, not enough science. Okay, we ready to run this simulation?
Let's do it.
All right. So what I'd like to do is run through a couple of potential scenarios here.
Hey, Rick, we've got another quake just over a mile south of Norris.
Okay, how big?
1.9.
1.9, okay. Now, this anomaly that we've discovered near Norris, now this could be water and gas, as we know, or worst case scenario, it could be a new pod of eruptible magma. So I want to concentrate our simulations around this area and see what the potential damage could be, okay? So, option number one. Let's say that we've got 1 cubic kilometer of eruptible magma. Okay, and drop it. Run it. No eruption.
Based on option 1, seems not.
All right, then let's keep all the other parameters the same, but increase it by 5, so we'll make it 5 cubic kilometers. Okay, how big is this?
Moderate BEI2.
BEI2, and duration?
Over approximately 3 days. With that amount of magma, it could have been a lot bigger.
Okay, let's increase it by another factor of 5 and make it 25 cubic kilometers.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
BEI 5, Mount St. Helens size.
Right. So 10 times more magma, 1,000 times more eruption.
Potentially.
Okay, so let's increase it by another factor of 5 and make it 125 cubic kilometers. This time, let's just run it this time just from the hydrothermal blast.
Sure. BEI 5 again.
Okay. VEI 5 again. Whoa. What happened?
Computer glitch?
Okay, tell me what we just saw. All right, I'll say it. If we have a reservoir of meltdown there that's larger than 125 cubic kilometers, then this model is telling us that even a moderate eruption near Norris could destabilize the rest of the chamber and trigger a,
BEI 8. Super eruption.
That's great, great. And if frogs had wings, then they wouldn't bump their little green arses hopping around, eh? if there was a pocket of melt over 125 cubic kilometers, then a possible eruption at Norris may trigger further eruptions, which maybe, just possibly, could register as VEI 8. Brilliant. Great. Jesus, you're letting yourself be spooked by a video game. Oh.
Just because there's a lot of magma down there doesn't mean that it's all going to come out. Big magma chambers can produce big eruptions, but they can also produce small ones. The real question is, what is the trigger that can set an eruption off? An earthquake, perhaps, opening up the roof of the chamber and allowing the magma to escape. But you see, many of the earthquakes at Yellowstone over the previous 600,000 years could have done that. And so far, not one had. To find out what was really going on at Yellowstone, we needed better images of the chamber. We also needed to see what was going on at ground level. We needed to be there.
How close are we here from Norris?
25 kilometers as per handbook rules. Exciting, huh?
Oh, yeah. Very exciting. With any luck, it'll erupt. Well, we have such a good view.
Rick?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Nancy. You better get up here right away.
Okay. So where's this uplift concentrated?
Here, Firehole River Basin.
Miles from Norris.
Hang on. The question is this rising magma or is this groundwater?
I could make a plausible case for either.
Yeah, I know you could.
Another 2.2 to the northeast of Norris.
That's the third today. So, we got another swarm coming?
I need the SRI data for the entire park. Could we get more instrumentation down at Firehole River Basin?
If we steal them from elsewhere.
Well, steal them.
The ground uplift, earthquake swarms, rising levels of carbon dioxide, and the hydrothermal event. All of these things can be indicators of volcanic activity. Equally, they can mean nothing. We closed the park to be safe, but that didn't stop the hordes of people coming to check it out for themselves.
Hey, Rick. Rick.
Hang on.
Hey,
Miss Chin.
can we come in? Look, I've got to cover this one way or another. It's my job.
Okay. Do you want to cover this? All right, then you need to understand what it is that you're covering. Yeah, it's me. Get me Matt. Okay, come on in, Maggie.
Let's go,
I'm
guys.
sorry, guys. Not the crew, okay? Come on through. Just not the crew. It's me. We're gonna give Maggie Chin the tour.
Take a look up there. You're looking at the northwestern rim of the giant caldera. It's where the ground fell over 1,000 feet after the last super eruption.
So we're in the volcano.
Sure are. You know, I thought we'd take a little drive to the other side. So, what can you see?
Yellowstone Lake.
Okay. Now look out across the lake to that range of mountains on the far side.
The Absarokas.
That's right. How far would you say those mountains are from here?
How far? 10 miles?
Roughly 15. Now those mountains are where you'll find the eastern edge of the giant caldera. The western edge is about another 15 miles behind us. From north to south, it's even further. It's over 50 miles. So that's about 45 minutes of driving, and we're still only in the center of the volcano crater.
What's your point, Matt?
My point is, if this thing erupts, you'll die. If you think you're going to win some award or get promoted because you knew about this first, you won't. There won't be anyone around to give you your pat on the back. Ma'am, you need to get some perspective.
Would erupt with devastating force, causing destruction on a previously unknown scale, not just in the immediate vicinity.
Just a few inches can increase the weight beyond breaking point, and that doubles it.
I wouldn't call it complacency exactly. I do think the USGS is being rather slow to react to certain threats that I think are rather serious.
Every 600,000 years. You think that it's going to happen on our watch?
I don't know. It's just a feeling. You feel it.
You know what? It's not a feeling. It's more, you know what it is? It's a fear.
Fear of what?
It's a fear of not knowing enough to be able to predict something like this. It's the fear of knowing too much and not being able to do anything about that. You know, it's not something that we can afford to take a gamble on, you know?
We look at numbers and graphs and simulations for answers. Well, what happens when we don't get them? Rick, it's different out here. There's a feeling that something's about to happen. But what do I know?
Yeah.
So Fiona said she wants to go to England.
Talk to
and
my wife again?
You won't let her?
She's 7 months pregnant. You know, that's a long flight.
Yeah. put her on the plane, Rick.
To a geologist like me, there is only one surefire sign of an impending eruption, and that's harmonic tremor. That's a seismographic reading which indicates that magma is on the move. Even then, though, even when you see one of those, you can't tell how big an eruption you're looking at, but you know that it's coming. Well, on the 26th of June, for the first time, we saw just that. We saw harmonic tremor.
And where is it?
Norris.
Rick, you want to suggest a change of alert?
Yeah, you know, another red, it's gonna create more panic.
This is as sure as we get.
I know.
This is imminent now.
I know.
You want me to plug the data into Virgil?
And find out
hang
what...
on, hang on.
No, really,
Please,
and find out
please.
what...
Let's do that and just see if it...
Jesus Christ.
Look, there's gonna be an eruption, okay? We know that.
I don't need you to tell me what harmonic tremor means. So now you need to advise an upgrade to the alert status, and you need to let people know.
Okay, so if I upgrade to a red, everyone's gonna think that we've got a super eruption on our hands, and I am not gonna be held responsible for some kind of mass panic.
But wait a minute, it is our responsibility. No, shut up, Dave. It's our job, it's our duty to let people know, to tell them what we know. So get your ass off the fence.
Well, and you tell me while going on TV and telling Joe Sixpack that the end of the world is nigh, you tell me how that's gonna help this situation.
What do you think our purpose is here?
Okay, listen, I will brief FEMA and I will brief the state, but just before they evacuate the whole of America, they're gonna want to know how big the thing's gonna be.
Well, at least the ship's got a bloody captain there.
Guys.
This is gonna be big.
What is going on?
Nothing is going on. What do you mean
Come
to say?
on. What, no mention of it for weeks, and all of a sudden we're going to England.
It's not like that.
I'm not supposed to be suspicious.
Look, you said that you wanted to go and see your mom,
Jesus,
right?
Rick, just be honest with me.
I'm being honest
Are
with
you?
you, yes.
There's going to be a big eruption. You've got to come with us.
It's going to be exactly what I said that it's going to be.
You know, this little girl may never meet her father because of the decision you're making right now.
Come on, we all believe that this is going to be a moderate eruption. And yeah, things are going to go, you know, a little crazy in this country for a while because everyone's nervous right now.
God, Rick.
That's why I'd just be happier if you both were in London when all that's going on. And then when things calm down, and then I'll come and I'll see you.
Can I go on the plane now?
Yes, you're gonna go on the plane now.
You take care of your mom, okay?
Okay.
You call me when you get there.
I will.
Be good on the
you.
plane.
See ya.
I'm going to refer you to our San Francisco FEMA office, and I want you to talk to Lisa Cochran. She'll be the one to direct any activity at that point. Okay. One moment. Bring the center screen volume up.
A leaked email seen by KZVZ confirms that the U.S. Geological Survey expects an eruption anytime soon, possibly within hours, and possibly with devastating consequences for America and the world.
Oh, God.
I'm Maggie Chin with KZVZ News, reporting to you live from Yellowstone National Park.
A radius of 100 miles around the park is being evacuated amid scenes of chaos and confusion.
Highway 20, the main route linking West Yellowstone to Idaho Falls, is at a complete standstill. Meanwhile, towns and cities hundreds of miles from Yellowstone are under siege as panicked buyers stock up on provisions like canned foods and water. Many stores have been forced to close early, prompting fears that violence will soon erupt.
We have to shoot him, we will. We'll defend our property and our life.
You do realize it's the worst possible way to come out, guaranteed to maximize panic. The story's been picked up by all major networks, not just in this country.
All I know, Wendy, is it didn't come from my end.
Nor from Governor Marshall's office, nor from anyone here in Washington. Still, we have to deal with it. Sir, this is Rick Lieberman.
Hey.
Rick, Joe Foster, Secretary for Homeland Security. Michael, you know, of course.
Hey.
Governor Marshall should be joining us at any moment.
Expect to see you here.
Hello, everybody.
Billy, glad you could join us.
Half my state's about to be vaporized. I thought I should attend.
Rick, please have a seat. I'll get straight to the point. This leak hasn't just caused chaos here, but around the world.
Well, it certainly didn't come from USGS.
Nor FEMA.
Yeah, all right, people, the buck is well past. Wherever it came from, the media have got hold of it, and now we have got to address it. So, Rick, what I'm going to ask you is very simple. I need you to make a statement ruling out the possibility of a super eruption.
Well, ruling it out.
Nothing bigger than Mount St. Helens. People would accept that, and it's what the evidence suggests.
I can't.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I'm sorry, I can't say that.
Why the hell not?
Because our computer model now suggests that even a small eruption could destabilize the magma chamber and trigger a super eruption.
Rick, I understand that, but you're talking remote possibility.
No, I'm talking about...
What I am talking about are hard facts. Fact one, there are food riots. People are fighting each other to leave the country. Fact two, the dollar is on its knees. Wall Street has crashed. Your country is going down the toilet, and you're telling me you're not prepared to make a statement to help stop that?
Please, with all due respect, sir...
Governor Marshall?
Rick, every highway, every interstate in Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Iowa, and Nevada is turning into a goddamn parking lot. Everybody's trying to get the hell away from Yellowstone. Nothing's even happened yet.
Yet.
Now, the point is, Rick, even if the worst does happen, clogging up the roads, screwing up the airlines, that's not going to do any of us
Wendy,
any good.
I appreciate that, Wendy, I do. But until I have something definitive, please don't make me make statements that are contrary to...
You know as well as I do that harmonic tremor can stop as well as start.
Mike.
It's your responsibility.
My responsibility is to tell the public and the landholders what is happening at Yellowstone. You know that. You used to know that.
Actually, Rick, as a federal employee, your responsibility is what's best for the country. Now, you have evidence of an eruption, but, and I've heard you say this yourself again and again, chances of a super eruption are virtually zero.
No, you are right, but
Then I really don't see what the problem is here. Thank you all. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Well, tremor's strong and constant. I'm plugging the coordinates into the seismic image.
Okay.
Should give us a clearer idea where the magma is.
Good. You get everything you need, Dave?
I think so.
Right.
Well, enough to get me going until you guys join me tomorrow.
Oh, we'll be out of here first thing.
All right. Don't leave it too long.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You out of here?
I'm out of here.
See you tomorrow.
You take care, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know,
Rick's on TV.
America and the world has been watching with growing anxiety the developing situation at Yellowstone National Park. After a full briefing from the U.S. Geological Survey, and in particular the scientist in charge at Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, Rick Lieberman, I can assure you all that after weeks of intensive monitoring at Yellowstone, they have gathered no evidence to suggest a so-called super eruption is imminent. Instead, the USGS believes that a small to moderate eruption, an event comparable in size to the eruption at Mount St. Helens in 1980, may be due. At this moment, we are taking the appropriate precautions in line with this scale of eruption. The evacuation of the Yellowstone vicinity is currently underway. For those in states bordering Wyoming, we ask you to follow standard state advice, remain indoors, seal all doors and windows, and stock up on sufficient food and water for 3 days. I ask my fellow Americans to stay calm and to use your usual good sense at this time. Thank you.
Mr. Lieberman, up until now, you've been extremely measured in your statements about Yellowstone. Do you agree with Secretary Foster in what he just said now?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
What?
Nailed to put a bastard to the wall.
Passengers on flight HA356 to San Francisco.
Hi. Towards the rear of the plane, left-hand side. Boarding pass, please.
Oh.
To left-hand side, sir, towards the rear of the plane.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
You're sitting up here? Oh.
Hello there.
No, I'm back there. Important business in Washington, and USGS has you sitting in the back of the plane. I recommend a sweet publishing deal. Big TV star like you. Yeah. Oh, there. I take it you had a gun to your head this afternoon? Yeah. You could say that. Fiona and William? Oh, they're on a plane to London. Oh, see ya.
Okay, guys. The last number's in. Fingers crossed.
Just what are we looking at here?
1,500 cubic kilometers of melt.
$1,500.
That's just the top of the chamber.
Is it eruptible magma? Is it too viscous? Is it too sticky to go anywhere? And this is what we don't want. Is it accumulated in one place? This model is telling us that even a moderate eruption near Norris could destabilize the rest of the chamber and trigger a
BEI-8, super eruption.
Jesus, you're letting yourself be spooked by a video game.
There's gonna be an eruption, okay? We know that.
I don't need you to tell me what harmonic tremor means.